Good afternoon, everyone. This is Shivani Priya. Welcome back to our channel. Welcome back to yet another live episode of the Confluence, presented to you by the Regnant Ink, the Literary Club, in collaboration with Training and Placement Cell of National Institute of Technology, Sikkim. As you all know now, that Confluence is all about getting to know our alumni better. Here, we talk to the people whose achievements demands to be known. We talk to them so that their journey can have a various positive impact on our minds and our career decisions as well. And to make that happen, we are here. We have been trying to get in touch with our alumni and have a live conversation with them so that they can tell us their journey. So this time we have Mr. Aditya Arya with us to tell his journey and to share his journey. Mr. Aditya is from the graduating year of 2016 from the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. He is also the founder member of the Web Development Cell of our college. He is also the co-founder. He worked as the head of the business strategies and finance of the Waders Group, which is the consultancy and development firm. He is also the co-founder and served as the CEO, head of the product marketing at TravelShelf. And currently, he is working as the product manager at Repcloud. Welcome, sir.
Hi,
First of all, sir, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you guys?
We are very well. Thank you for asking. So, sir, first thing, like in this situation, how's your work life going on?
Yeah, it's going good. I have after on trying my hand at entrepreneurship. I am right now doing product management for a US-based startup. So I use most of my work is work from home, also as well as right now due to COVID, everything is work from home. So everyone has shifted to their hometowns, and working from home has been easier than working from Bangalore.
So
And
you,
yeah,
yeah, so you found
startup
it
is
more relaxing
challenge.
then. Yes.
Yeah.
Sure, sure. So you started up something. You are a successful entrepreneur now. So, sir, how's the impact of being a student of NIT Sikkim on your work ethics or your work life? As you have worked in many of the things, WTC, then TNP, and various other projects in our college. So, how's that impact on your life right now of being a part of this college?
So definitely, like as I said, I am an electrical and electronics engineer, but the job profile that I am working on is product management, which is not actually related to my expertise in education. So the product management comes from the experience of working in web development cell and the all the tasks that I did in college, because the complete role is about taking initiative and getting solving problems to get executed and get them executed. So like while even working for web development cell, I was not someone who used to code. I was the one who used to get the basic design structure and the flow of the website decided, how the website should look and how the user flow and everything should go about. And similarly with NIT Sikkim, as NIT Sikkim, when we joined, we were the third batch, and it was very early stage of the campus. So even taking initiatives for everything that we did in college gave me the confidence and the habit of taking initiative in my role as a product manager in my professional life.
Yeah, sure. Like you guys have worked very, like you're a founding member of WDC, despite not being a part of the coding background. You don't have a coding background, but back then you're a founding member. That's a big deal, I guess. Uh, so, of course, our college is talking about WDC, the Web Development Cell of our college. So, our college is one of those colleges where we students handles WDC, of course, under the supervision of our professors, but we like manages things. So at that time, you are the founding members, and you're also the mentor for WDC for 2 long years. So, how you kick-started that cell, and how you accomplished this?
So I don't remember exactly the complete story, but it was something that I think Dhananjay sir and we were just discussing this, and we at that time we all my friends we were trying to do different things like while in college we wanted to try out doing something different. We reached out and said that we will be doing app development and website development, and then I don't remember the discussion, but Dhananjay sir and we discussed and we came up with that we should design our own. Dhananjay sir took the call. I don't remember exactly, and he called us and he said that he wanted to get the website of our college developed by our college students. So from then we then planned out how we can go forward with it, and that is it. Like it was definitely would like to say that Dhananjay sir was a very key member who took the call and got that started. Because usually, as you said, most of the website development is being done by tender to a third party company outside. Uh,
Yes.
but this call actually also helped us grow. Like this was one of the first projects that Vaders Group. Like most of the members were a part of Vaders Group. Rajat, Romel, Vikas, Asad. So this was one of the first projects that we did from the scratch, from designing, from conceptualizing, and complete execution. So it was a great experience for us.
Yeah, for sure. That was like there were huge, like severe network connectivity issues at that time, and at that time you started this. So of course, this is so. So after like you graduated from this college, so you were that time a newly graduate student, a qualified engineer back then. So how is that You're now a successful entrepreneur, of course. So how would you explain that transition from a qualified engineer to an entrepreneur?
So I am an entrepreneur right now. Successful entrepreneur is not the correct word, but the transition I do not know how to explain that. It was very relaxed while in college, so there was no. So the only thing that we were tensed about in college was to get the next project. Like while in college, we reached out to different schools and colleges in Sikkim that we will be doing workshops for them via Vaders Group and so on. So we all the things that we used to do was to get our next project funded. So like whatever project we are working on, to fund that project, we will do some workshops, we will do some website development, and that was all that was while we were in college. But after college, then the reality struck that we have to also look at the rent of our house and the everything else that comes. So it was a great phase coming out, and so the learning while being an entrepreneur was huge. How can I explain it? I'm not sure, but just the idea, like while in college I never actually faced felt like being in college was very painful, and oh, we have to do this curriculum stuff and then other extra curricular activities and everything. But it was very relaxed relative to when you go out there and you do your own reach out to clients to get business. And, so that also helps with we when Abhiyantran was the first Abhiyantran, when not something new, starting when we started our own venture. Know about I'm similar to what I did after college, also reaching out to different clients and just pitching them. In college, I was pitching Abhiyantran that this is the fest we are doing. You should sponsor it to SDFC Bank to different companies. And similarly, after college, I'm doing this. So in a way, college helped me a lot in my entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah, you also saved, like you mentioned on your profile, that you also saved, like in 2 years, you saved almost 15 lakhs for your travel self journey, of course. So you were getting projects and you were getting new things to work on. So that is of course a good thing, I guess, that you posted. Yes, sir. So how you made that much? How you saved that much money for TravelShelf then?
So this was like, so after college we first shifted. While in college, we were doing companion in collaboration with Sikkim government. We shifted to Siliguri to work in. Uh, we shifted our base to Siliguri after graduation, and then we got in touch with a guy in Hyderabad who had good projects that he sent us a few projects while we were in college also. So we so it's basically getting connects somehow, one way or the other. And after 2 3 months of getting out of college, we shifted to Hyderabad with that Hyderabad connect. And with him in touch, we reached out to different companies, just pitching our ideas that and we already had a few portfolio created, like NIT Sikkim website was created by us. An application, Android application, was live in collaboration with the Sikkim government. So we already have some stuff to show out of college that we have created something, and now we would like to work for you, whatever you want. So this helped us a lot, and it was basically just trying out, like, how you learn framing, just jump and beat your hands. So that was all that we did going to. Am I audible? Hello.
There was an yes, sir. Now you're audible.
Okay. Did you miss that what I said, or was that
A
audible?
little part, a little I missed, but that I understood what you're saying. So to the viewers, please keep asking questions. We'll keep taking your questions in between. So, sir, now you described various things, but you're part of EEE, like you're a qualified engineer. So, sir, how's that degree or education that you took is helping you in the field to which you are recently working? Recently working, or you worked in past 2 years. So, how is that helping you out?
So, to be frank, my current job has nothing to do with electrical and electronics engineering, or anything that I studied as the course. Uh, so, the only thing that so my idea with anything that helps you in life is the experience that you garner. So, obviously, knowledge if you are going into research and everything, but basically the experience of getting things done, working on projects. So being a product manager, my current job is to work on projects and getting them executed, however the hell I need to. So like if something needs to be done, that is my onus on how it needs to be done. Whoever needs to be working on it, or what, who, how much time will it take, everything is you are responsible to get it completed, else so that is something that's what engineering because the course that I studied has nothing to do with the job that I'm doing right now.
Sometimes happens, like, yeah, but experience is also helping you out. Like, what the experience that you took in college is, of course, helping you out. So talking about Abhiyantran, of course, you were one of the founding member of Abhiyantan, our tech fest, which we as engineering students really enjoys. So what was your idea behind starting that event?
So it was not like my idea. It was the whole batch wanted to do something. Even in first year, a few of my batchmates, it was their idea, came up with a tech first idea, which could not pan out. But then in the next year, then the complete batch discussed that we need to do this something like everybody. learn, sees different colleges that they are having tech fest. We also need to have something where we can get the exposure, and basically tech fest is enjoyment plus exposure. So where we can do this, and the whole batch came on, and we decided that we need to do. We reached out to the teachers, again Dhananjay sir, Sumit Saha sir, and everybody, and we got the support. To director sir also said, yeah, let's do it, and we started it. It was not something like one person. It was everybody has that idea. Whenever you are in school, if you know anything about engineering colleges, or even when you come to engineering colleges, and when you start seeing other colleges like IITs and different NITs, you get to know that this tech fest is happening, this cultural fest is happening, and start wondering why it is not in your college and you want to do it. So this was just something that the whole batch came together, and they decided that we want to do it, and the teachers supported us, and we find like it was a huge, it was a team effort, complete team effort.
Like, but you enjoyed it. Like you have mentioned also, you also mentioned like for the whole month you guys prepared for it, and then you worked on everything else, and that was a massive success for the first time.
That was immense. So that was like the first when you feel that you have done, like in your say in your maths, when we used to do trigonometry and some hard questions, once you finally got LHS equals to RHS, you used to get the happiness that you used to get. Similarly, this is in a much larger scale. Like after preparing for it, planning for it, and finally when Abhiyantran came, and it was a huge success at that period of time. And so we were extremely happy, and especially like during, remember it was a 3 day event, and so all of us hardly slept in that 3 days, like hardly any sleep. Continuous 3 days we were awake. Either we were having fun on Abhiyantran, or then later having like fun on hostel, discussing things, or tomorrow what we need to do and everything. And also like it was extremely fun for me and the particular group that I'm associate. We were together like Romil, Rajat, and everybody. So in Abhiyantran, whichever event it was, say it was a photography event, or it was a coding event, or it was a treasure hunt event, we won each and every event. Either first prize, second prize, third prize, we won each and every event. I think with Abhiyantran prize, we put that the Abhiyantran winning prize was something that we put it on our companion app. So getting the server and everything, we used the prize money that we won in Abhiyantran into that, and so it was extremely fun. We won around 22,000 in total as a group. It was extremely fun.
Okay, so this is talking about that. As we know from our professors, of course, that your batch was the most challenging batch. They said that that batch was so challenging, but yet so assertive and creative in a good way. So, like you guys were pranking teachers also, good pranksters also, if I can use that. So, tell us about a memorable event, sir. That one thing that you still remember.
Okay. So one thing was like Alam sir. With Alam sir, in Alam sir class, it was extremely fun. Uh, if you are bored or something, Alam sir was very talkative. He loved to talk to you. So in Alam sir class, it's just like as our college was very underdeveloped at that moment. So whenever we are bored in the class and we just want to change the topic from studies to anything else, we used to just ask the sir, what happened to the land of NIT Sikkim? When will we get land? And then sir will start with, okay, then we did this, the government replied this, and we are doing this, and we are
That
thing
question
that
was
is in
super.
development, and that will go on for an hour or something, and the class will be done. So this was something we used to do a lot. Like it was very much fun with Alam sir. You just give him a topic and he will explain everything to you properly, and he was very talkative. So it was very fun. If you want to just chill out and relax in the class, then Alam sir, you can just discuss with him.
Okay, sir. So, sir, there is a question in the comment box that we're getting. Uh, he is asking, please, can you tell about the application that you created? which was in association with the Sikkim government. The application that you talked about earlier as well.
Yeah, so it was companion. The idea of that app was to so basically the problem that we faced right now also people are facing is the roadblocks due to landslides, which are not informed beforehand. Like landslides can happen anytime, and people don't get informed. So there is a huge roadblock due to that. So the idea was to get that information out to the concerned authorities as well as the travelers so that they can plan accordingly. So it was a crowd sourced application where the first person who saw the landslide can actually report that there is a landslide at my location. And we collaborated with BRO, the road organization, and the Sikkim tourism. So all three organizations to provided with tractor and were responsible for removing that roadblock that has occurred. So we had discussions with them and we collaborated with them, and the whole idea was if anybody government can post that there is a landslide at this location, so everybody will get a post, and anybody on that road may not go, may will not go and get stuck in the traffic jam, and may just wait in a cafe or anywhere nearby until the government again pushes a notification that the landslide has been cleared. So the name of the app is the companion, your own road assistant, and this was the idea that we were working on, and we launched this application. The only issue was that we were not able to get the government funds, and getting users to use this app across, like basically we also discussed with the driver association of Sikkim, and we're getting the drivers to download this app and use it, the taxi drivers. But that was being a bit challenging as they were not educated enough to understand everything, and giving them a training on everything was while doing college was not feasible for us to go and train them on the application.
Okay. So, sir, there is another question from the comment box. Which language-based framework did you all guys choose to develop the website, which you guys developed? Which language framework did you choose?
So for companion, we used simple PHP for the backend, PHP and SQL, and front end was HTML, CSS. It was nothing complicated, as companion was something that we did in second year, second year, third, late third year. Yeah, third year, the third year, sixth semester. So it was not a lot. It was not too much complicated at that time.
Okay, sir.
Late, yeah.
Yes,
Tell
sir.
me.
Uh, okay, sir. So, sir, let's move to the another question that we have for you. It's like, so there was a time when we had a huge network issue, severe network connectivity issue. There was no internet on the campus. Then the network came and everything. So, sir, DT sir told me about this story that you people did it for your hostels. Okay, you fixed the line problem. So, please tell our viewers about it.
So this was again like a lot of us came together, the batch, and we decided to fix the network issue. He said that, hello.
Hello, sir. Hello. Yes, sir. Now you're audible. So please repeat it because you were not audible, sir. Hello.
Hello.
No, sir. Yes, sir. Now you're audible. Please repeat the answer, sir, for us.
Yeah. So what I was saying is reached out to the DM in regarding the issues of electricity, water, and internet issues. Interesting part was the DM of DM of South Sikkim did not even know that he had an NIT in under his jurisdiction. So he said that he did not even know yet that there is an National Institute of Technology in Ravangla. So we asked him what he can help us with. So we went out with a lot of issues, and he took note that a few issues is under his hand, which is water, electricity, and internet. And he assured us that these three things I will make sure that you get it much more consistently. So before that, like electricity was maybe 30% of the day at max we used to have power, and 50 to 60% of the time we did not have power, but it improved later on. Same with water scarcity was an issue which improved, and again internet connectivity was a problem. And the second thing which I remember, Vikas, and there was a guy called Bibi Singh. We used to call him Virus, and so they too, and a lot of other people, they took the initiative that we had to go for internet. We had to go to either library or to the computer lab, as there was no internet connectivity across campus. So, which was a pain for us, as not everybody could be accommodated in computer labs. So, what they took the initiative, and we collected the money from each and everybody, of our batch. Even our seniors said that okay, fine, we want to do it. After we did it, so what we did was they bought the wires and everything, and they took the connection from the main internet where the internet service was coming, and we pulled up a wire to our hostels, and then we got the distribution boxes, everything of our own, and we distributed it to each and every room of our. So this was everything done by us, from distribution to setting up the internet to getting the wiring done and everything. And I the name which I said, the Virus and because they were the two people who took that, okay, we know everything how to do it, we will get it done. You just give us the money, don't worry. So they did a great job.
I mean, that's a very hard thing to do. But even now, that's a very hard thing to do. Okay, sir. So this also that you were so creative, assertive in a good way, and also you solved such problems. You created the website page, you created the Wikipedia page for our college. Then you worked for Abhiyantran, WDC, and TNP. This shows like how strong your determination was. So, sir, and this is all we need to like get in a good company or something. So, sir, why you choose the decision? Why you didn't sit for the placements? Why you did that?
So, not sitting for placement was so from the start. I was someone who wanted to do, even like when I joined engineering, it was all because when you see in TV, the engineers are the cool guys who create something. So that was my conception of being an engineer, that you create something. So mm, so that was something that I went to with the thought of to do engineering. We tried to do a lot of projects while we were in college, like the automated uh, car, uh, driverless car. We tried to work on that with Anjan sir, and we also tried doing home automation system, and obviously the website development, IT services. So this was an idea that we wanted to do something, create something that may be used by uh, a lot of users or may be helpful. So that was in our mind from the scratch. That is why what was the reason why I joined college. And when in college, it's very hard to get the whenever you do a startup or you start something, you need that perfect combination of people who are good at what they are doing. So I was very blessed to get that kind of people like Rajat, Romil, Vikas, they were all good at what they did. So we just thought that this is our chance. If even if we don't, if you're like we had to shut it down and we were not able to raise funding or get success, we could have. But trying this out at that moment of time was very good because we had nothing to lose at that time. We were not emburdened with any responsibilities at that time. We were not too old or something like that. So we thought of giving it a try and let's see if it would have worked, then it would be great. Else we would get a great experience. And we we could actually say that we tried our best, and that is it.
Yes, sir. So, talking about your project, sir, let me list some of your projects for our viewers. You work on the mobile control switch, home automation system, then there's an app that you develop, then the research implementation, solar energy in NIT Sikkim, then the intelligent car automation vehicle, of course. So you did so much things, like, of course, the web development cell, of course. So you did so much things. So what kind of project you would suggest to the students, of course, from your department or other departments, that may help them to get ahead?
So, so just read about it, whatever interests you. From the start, something that interested me was automation and energy. How can we improve energy creation and conservation? So these were the 2 points that interested me a lot while in college as well as before that. So that was one of the reasons why I took electrical and electronics, and all my projects are also regarding that only, how we can automate any process and how we can improve. Even the solar energy research was to see how we can improve the efficiency of uh, the solar energy conversion. So that is something I will request. Right now, if you see, there are multiple things that are going on. So, like for computer science engineers, automation of workforce, repetitive work. Every day there are thousands in processes that goes on repetitively by manual labor, which can be easily automated through computers. So that is something that the computer science engineer can work on. They can actually think of anything small, very small. It does not like even attendance, like creating a system where the attendance is automated and nobody needs to write it out in a register or call it. So anything very simple, if you try to work on automation, is great. Electric vehicle is running, is the new huge thing. So working on BMS system, battery management systems, and charging stations. So basically, for electric, I would like to point out, like, electrical and electronics, uh, historically and as well as even now, it's not very job friendly in India. Like, you won't be getting a lot of private jobs in India for an electrical electronics uh, field. Most of the people go into IT. Either you are electrical engineer or an electronics engineer or civil engineer or anybody. Either you get a government job or you go into IT and you have to learn the coding. So right now in electrical engineering, I think there's a uh, huge boom going to come, guaranteed for sure, according to me. As electric vehicle is going to increase, and also the whole world is trying to shift from in make in China to make in India. So if you see, if like just to do research, learning about motors, learning about AC system, refrigeration systems, learning about electric vehicle system. In electric vehicle, everything comes around, like motors is one part, mechanical is another part, then power electronics is another part, which power electronics will inculcate the battery management system, the charging stations, and everything. So all these parts are separate, and each of them, if you can work on any one of these projects, will give you an experience of uh, that particular field if you're interested in. Because right now, electrical has been increasing a lot in private sector in India, with startups coming up in electric vehicle and every different sections. And computer science has always been in India, and it is like the home base for, so they don't have any issues. And later, apart from that, I do not follow any other stream, so I cannot help civil, mechanical, or anyone. With mechanical also, like mechanical is a part of automobile. So mechanical engineers do have an option to get into electrical vehicles and any other vehicles. But yeah, civil ka nahi pata. I don't know about civil.
Okay, so we'll take a question from the comment box. Miss Anjali Roy is asking, what difference do you see after all these years? Like, you're working on your own ideas, you worked on your own ideas, and now did you thought of, then you thought of starting something on your own. So, what differences do you witnessed? Like, what is the difference between between the aspirations and the reality that you saw? What is the difference between these two?
So when I started, it was all dream-like. Okay, I will build this and everybody will use it. I did not have a thought in mind that why will they use it. It was like because I built it, so they should use it. That was thing. So right now I can think about it more realistically. That there just because you build something does not mean that people will start using it. Uh, there is like after getting into business or getting into job, you get to understand how minuscule management is required at different positions. So as everything has a purpose, so how can I explain it? So when you dream like it, when you so if you see sci-fi movies, you see a flying car. But so that is what I was at that moment. I was just seeing the flying car. I was not thinking about how that flying car will be built and how will we get it there. But right now, I can much more think about the whole process of how and the complete solution graph from how to execution. Everything needs to be done.
Yeah, sure, but there's no harm in dreaming something because that is the first step towards anything.
Yeah,
So,
definitely, it's not
yeah,
harmful. But yeah, you get it from experience that.
yeah, sir,
Uh,
sure. Sure, I get your point. So there's another question from your chat box, and this is a bit different question. So they are asking about your hobbies. What are the things that you do apart from your job and your work? What are the different things that you do?
Apart from my job, I don't think I have a lot of right now in COVID situation anything that I can do. It's just staying at home, nothing else. Uh, but if there was not no COVID, then I love to travel, and that is something that I used to do twice in a month, or I try to do it weekly. Going out in bike rides and doing trips. That is something that I love, and obviously having fun with the friends. So even today, the guys I was talking you about, I stay with them in Bangalore. The same group that I used to stay with in NIT Sikkim hostel. Romel, Rajat, Shivam, Vikas. We all are in Bangalore staying together. So it's the same fun, just 12 hours of job and then the same college fun.
Okay, so coming back to the questions, so you started something called the Vedas group in college, of course. Then you continued with it, and you did that, and then you thought of making money out of it, so that you can start another thing called the TravelShelf. So please, sir, tell us about the journey from the Vedas group to the TravelShelf.
So, okay. So, journey as such, so in while working in Vedas group, it was all about getting, it was getting the work done for, so we were working for third party clients. So it was just getting their work done for any website or application requirement that they have. We It was to get that done. It was not anything personal, or it was not, you were not attached to that product that you were building at that moment. So in TravelShelf, when we started working on TravelShelf, it was much more personal because it was something that came out of our own imagination, and that is something that we wanted to create. So like for any businesses, there are two ways to create a business. Get a business is one when the client says that I need this, and you provide him that, which we were doing with Waders Group. And the second thing is you face a problem and you think that this is a problem that I want to solve, and I feel that there are other people also that who will face this problem. That was TravelShelf for us. We faced the problem and of getting a travel itinerary done easily through real referrals, and that was something that we wanted to solve through TravelShelf. So we started building that, and definitely the so journey as such, it was a struggleful journey, struggle full of struggle. So I don't have any anecdotes right now to share as such, but yeah, it was while working on Traders Group, I can definitely say that it was not as much fun as it was working in TravelShelf. Like Traders Group was something that I had to do to pay my rent and get the money that I need, and TravelShelf was something that we wanted to do. So the whole atmosphere changes when you are doing something that you really want to do. And definitely with TravelShelf, it was fun. I cannot say anything else. It was just the difference between Waders Group and TravelShelf was that it was very fun to work on it, and that is it.
Okay, so finally you got to work on something, like working on something which is necessary, and then you get to work on something that's interesting for you. So that's a good transformation, I guess. So, there's another question like, are you really satisfied with whatever you have right now? Or you're planning something else for the future?
I am always planning. I am some kind of a dreamer. Even every day, I am dreaming something that yeah, this should be made. And as I shared with you, a lot of different scenarios that electric vehicles, this is happening in electric vehicles, this is happening in different fields. So I'm following that fields because I very much enjoy anything that is coming out new, and anything that is innovative and whatever the trends are going around, and everything interests me. I am planning a few things I want to do, but yeah, again, so right now what I'm doing is again something to collect the money that I have to do, and then maybe I am planning to do something that I want to do.
Okay, sir. So, sir, there is a question from the comment box, of course. Miss Isha Gupta is asking, how to utilize this lockdown time for specifically for triple E batches? Like, what kind of coding skills should we have? What languages should we learn? And or else, how can we utilize this time to get a good placement or something?
So for triple E, I actually am not very good at this type of answers, because I have not worked in triple E domain from the beginning. Like from Waiters Group also, there was nothing triple E related when I was working on Waiters Group or in TravelShelf. And right now, my suggestion would be to in, uh, just increase your experience and knowledge. So by experience, I mean anything. Just writing the project that I worked on, this project would not help you, uh, even if you have succeeded. Like if you don't have the experience of making that project, like a lot of people just write about it, a small project that yeah, that I did this, but you know, just try doing it on your own from scratch, and the experience, even if you fail, the experience that you will get, because it's the even now if you are doing any kind of the experiments in college, you will see that nothing works as you think it should. Like the capacitor, you see the diagram on the book and you put it exactly same, but yeah, it is not
Yeah.
working exactly the same. So that is something that just comes from experience. When you just do it and you see that there are small things that changes it. Like in Sikkim, that was something that I never knew. uh, the As there is so much moisture in the air, it does affect your open wiring system. of any
Yes.
hardware that. So that is something that you would never know from just reading about the project, but actually doing that project and seeing that there is fluctuation based on the location where you are. So these things. And for electrical, I will just say that if you like, you need to choose if you want to stay in electrical or you want to go to coding. The first thing is that, and if you want to do coding, there are like a lot of languages: Python, Node.js. These are a few that I think are right now required a lot. Python is being used in home automation and electronics languages a lot, and C sharp, Python and C sharp, and Node.js is something that is being widely used. So, like after C++ came Java, and now Java after Java, Node.js is something that is replacing everything across. So, Merge stack is something that you should focus on if you're looking at coding, and if you're looking at getting into core, then I will tell you to focus on the either power distributions. Like from NIT Sikkim, there is quite a good uh, companies in power distribution that come in, like Power Grid, BHEL, you that do recruitment from NIT Sikkim. And if you're not doing that, then there is definitely huge scope in electric vehicles. You can definitely start, and it's not very. I would not say it's very difficult. If you just start reading about it on internet, you will definitely find a huge bulk of information on everything regarding electric vehicles, from motors to BMS and charging stations. So you can build, and it can be built very small. Like even the AC, you won't believe if you just go to Upwork and see the AC converters requirements are a lot there. So people are looking out for any electrical engineer who even knows how to create a proper converter. So which you can definitely sit at work and do it very easily from a small AC source.
Okay, sir. So of course there is a group of people who wants to get placed, of course, in everywhere, and in every college that we get a certain group of students that wants to get placed, and there are then students who really wanted to start something on their own. So what kind of tips, as you are an entrepreneur yourself, so sir, what kind of tips you would give to that students who want to do the sales?
Okay. So who want to start on their own, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So my tip would be to plan it like properly, just and firstly to build what you really believe is the problem. So before getting into and starting building something, say any product that you have came into, any business, just go to the clients and do market research on whether the there is a need for this product or not, and they are ready to pay for it or not. So this helps a lot. This is something that I came to learn after doing my college, because obviously after college we went out to a lot of startup events and reached out to mentors, and we came to know many startups, like huge startups uh, like Paytm, and a lot of them, they started uh, they started the company even before writing a single line of code. The first thing that I heard from them was they used to just go out and talk to the clients. And you can talk to any client. The biggest thing that we think is we should not reach out to, say, Google or Flipkart. They are too huge for us. But that is not the case. Dropping an email does not do you any harm. If they reply, then it's huge for us, for you. And if they don't reply, it does not matter. But you should definitely reach out to as many people as possible and try to understand what that the service that you are trying to provide, is there a need for that service in the market. And this also helps you get an early client, because people who say yes, I won't like to pay for it, becomes your test client, that you can then build your product or build your service around them. Okay, you want this, and so what do you exactly want in it, and you can create according to that, and you can have a paid customer before even uh, investing a lot into your product.
Okay, sir. So, let's talk about what you're doing currently. So, you're currently working as a product manager, right? So, how's that work?
So the work product manager is actually a very new trend post that has come up in corporate structures. So the whole role of a product manager is to uh, solve. So there are four sections of product management. One is problem, second is solution, third is how, and fourth is execution. So so from the first it starts. So product manager can start at any level. So for instance, right now the work that I'm doing for my client Homelight is they have a problem due to COVID. They have a certain offer where their conversion rate has dropped to 1%. So this is a problem that I have been provided with, that we need to increase conversion rate of this offer. And now this is my job to get a solution written, and then I sit down and think of different solutions. What are the solutions that can solve the conversion rate? Then I write down how we can implement these solutions. Based on that, I have to decide which solution to select, because for each solution there is a certain cost required. How much time will it take? How much cost it is going financially? How much is it is going to cost the company, and how much efficient it would be. So based on that, then I have to get it executed with design team, engineering team, or anybody who is required to work on that. So basically, product manager is like someone who needs to have a good business acumen of sorts. So the whole idea of product manager is that this is the problem and you need to solve it. Or sometimes it's just it also happens that the client has the problem and the solution, but he wants you to do the rest of the job, the how and the execution. So this is the solution. Now how can we implement it and how to execute it?
Yes, sir. So, related to this, there is a question in the comment box. They're asking that please impart some business strategies to sell our ideas within the mass, and that too effortlessly. So, what are the business strategies that you follow?
There is no one business strategy. If there is one business strategy, that is it. That if say you are the founder, if you are creating something, so there is one biggest thing, you are the biggest salesman of your company. Like uh, I had this problem, and many of us has this problem, entrepreneurs, that we are good at building something but we don't know how to sell it, and we ask how to hire a salesman. So the biggest thing is that you need to be the sales person of your uh, company. uh, what you have built is something that if you are not, if you are believing in it, then you are the best salesman. Because the whole idea is that if that someone buys something is seeing that they also believe in that product. So if I'm I'm not able to explain it properly, but if I am buying any product, say if I'm going to Google and searching it, that is because I believe that Google is going to give me better results than Bing or any other search engine. So that is something you need to impart on your users, the belief, and that can only happen when you believe on your product, in your product. And second thing is that this is stolen from Kunal Shah. He's the founder of Recharge and Cred. He calls a Delta 4 theory. You can read it on internet. It's very interesting. So the whole idea, the concept is that your idea should have a delta efficiency of greater than 4. So how he calculates that efficiency is that once you get a user, so he should not go back to his previous work. So for example, for e-commerce, the usually people used to buy products from a store, offline store. Now e-commerce came up and they make you habituated, or Uber, they made everybody habituated to use their product to buy stuff or book a taxi. And they did that by giving exorbitant discounts. Like, we will give you this off. But what happened was, once now the discount is off, but even now people are using Uber and the e-commerce. The only reason is that because now they have a much more efficient way and they do not want to go back to the old ways. So this is something which he calls a delta theory, where you create something that user cannot go back to the old way. So basically, if you are selling something new, or you are selling a competitive product, your product should be such that once he uses your product, he should not go to the other product, which is easy to get easy to accomplish if you have a good product, because humans by default has a need of consistency. Like, for example, WhatsApp came across, and right now, if by basic uh, basic features, Telegram and Hike are much more superior than WhatsApp. But users are the majority users are not transferring to a better featured chat system, because the consistency used to of they are used to WhatsApp. They do not want that change. So the consistency of human is a need. So, and when WhatsApp came, there was no smartphone accessibility very easily. So WhatsApp became viral very easily because they brought a very simple chat option, whereas there was two chat options. One was WhatsApp and second was a smartphone. But the smartphone was not affordable at that period of time for any student. So WhatsApp was something that was affordable and was very easy to use. So these are a few things like affordability, the ease of use, and consistency. These three things, whenever you are creating a business, that it should be affordable than your competitor, or for the change of the user if you're creating something absolutely new. And second is the ease of use. It should not take a user time to understand it. How to, like, engineers have one problem when they create. Even we had that problem with Companion, because we created with thinking ki, okay, with the technical mindset, because we know everything, how everything works. But when we took it to the drivers, they were not able to understand it very easily, because it does not have the user experience, that the ease of understanding the application, which is very important.
So, Mr. Deepraj Pranamdar from the comment box is asking, like, suppose due to some circumstances we have to work also, we are working in some company and then we want to do a startup. So, how's that going to do? Is that easy or possible, and will it be successful enough?
It's definitely possible. Like, you can actually have discussion with Abhijit Singh. He is someone who used to work in corporate, and he has just shifted to doing his own venture with his friend. So he has that experience of shifting from job to entrepreneurship. But apart from that, this needs to be your planning. If you're doing a job and you like, I know a few individuals who are doing job plus their startup parallelly. So that is some completely on your hard work, how much you want to push yourself. Uh, because you definitely need sustenance to live. So you cannot quit your job without having any plan. So, like, just before leaving your job and getting into doing startup, start going to startup events. There are, like, every week there is at least 4 to 5 events in Bangalore and Mumbai for sure. And even in Hyderabad, Delhi, the events are increasing. So if you are any of these metro cities, you can have a lot of events to go to. In tier 2 cities, the events are very in low in volume. So you can actually start the event there. Right now, if you want to do something of your own and you are looking to opportunities how you can grow, communities is something that is growing rapidly across India. So by communities, I mean, so everybody's life is shifting to digital. Before uh, this when everybody was offline, there were clubs, exclusive clubs like photography club or any club. Like people used to create any kind of naming, and they used to create a club where there will be snooker table and anything to get a feeling of exclusivity and get a life. So that is shifting completely into digitally into communities. There are communities, startup communities building up. There are photography communities building up. There are n amount of communities for each building up digitally, which is on itself a huge. It's also a startup venture, a community. So if you are in a tier two cities, you can start a community parallelly digitally, where you bring out all the like-minded businessmen, startups in a panel and just go and talk to them before leaving your job. Uh, these events happen on weekends. You don't have to work then. Go there, talk about your ideas, see how people are responding to it, and just uh, you will, as you pitch the ideas to 100 people, you will get to understand what is the key point, key value of your product. And then once you have that jotted down the plan, you have an understanding, then definitely you should start your venture. I don't think it will be a huge problem doing parallelly it with your job.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So let's ask something different from this. So you work always. You mentioned your squad, of course. There were people that you used to work with, and you shared the memories with them. So please share some insightful memories with them.
Insightful memories. Okay. So we had a lot of fun. So one of the memories that is also yeah. So most of memories are something that I would not like to share. It won't be teacher friendly. But one memory I remember, it was very fun, was when the new hostel came up. So right now you there to we used to stay near the mess or gym. I don't know what is that right now. It used to be a gym when we were there, and a mess. So if it is still that, I don't know. Near
Okay.
the physics or chemistry lab. Is
It's
it a mess
changed.
or
No,
gym right now, or it's
it's changed.
okay?
Changed, sir.
So just uh, outside that, there are four buildings. That was our hostel. Right now, I think it's a lab or some offices has been built there, but they were all
Okay.
hostels, and we used to stay there. The first new hostel was built was after director's office, the first hostel. So when the new hostel was built, teachers wanted us to shift there, and a lot of our batchmates did not want to shift, so they said that we won't be shifting. So the teachers tried for a semester to get everybody shifted there, but nobody agreed. So so the my group, the squad, we three, three, six, around 10 of us, we decided we'll go to the new hostel, and we shifted to the new hostel. So now in that new hostel there are 8 into 4, 32 rooms, and there are only 10 of us for one complete semester. So it was like, we used to call it our mahal, and we had created in the complete hostel, we had created zones for like music. For this is zone for this zone is for this. We had our own TT table. We brought up the TT table, we put it there. We used to play TT in the hostel. So that was something extremely fun. And yeah, that is all that I would like to share right now.
Okay, sir. So the last question, of course, I would like to ask you, like, what is a message that you want to give to the us, the Regnant Ink team, and to the TNP cell, of course? What is that one message that you would like to share with us?
I am actually very glad that you did this. I wrote the message to the TNP cell again. I would like to thank the Regnant Ink is a very good. This Confluence is a very great initiative that you took. It helps us and hopefully the students itself, because as I said, in COVID we have nothing else to do except job. So this is something that where we can actually we can discussing about our college and talking to juniors. It's a good activity for us as well as for the students. And the second thing I would like to say is during COVID, as like even the electronics engineer, the question about how to get job. So during COVID, the jobs scarcity will be there. There will be issues, but I would like to say, uh, even like if you don't get job in the first 6 months, there is definitely going to be a job will come back. The only thing you can work on right now is doing such events, because anything new that you try, anything will be an experience for you. So for example, as I say, in NIT Sikkim, creating being a part of something new like Abhiyantran was an experience for me and my batchmates, which we would not have got if we were in, say, a developed college, IIT or NIT. We would have got a different experience there, but this was an experience that we only got in NIT Sikkim. And this is something that not a lot of people can boast in my age group, in my batchmate, because most of them are going to a developed. We are the only few who can boast that we launched our own tech fest and we did everything from scratch. So this is something that again the TNP cell and the current batches can boast of, that they got through the COVID period doing this experiments, like any kind of experiment that you can try about, like this Confluence is an experiment. Any new experiment that you can anybody in any field can come up with, that you are doing to fight COVID uh, scenario, increasing your knowledge, will be an experience that you can boast of, because that will be only unique to you, because nobody else has gone through COVID during college except this particular batches right now.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. So, on the behalf of the whole team Regnant Ink and the training and placement cell of our college, I would like to thank you for joining us today for this session and sharing the most valuable experiences that you had with us. That helped us a lot and it was very fun session. I'd also like to thank our audience for joining us today for this session. Now, I'd like to take some time to thank our backend team, the management team, Mr. Girjanandan Kaur and Mr. Manu Avachi. I'd like to thank our publicity team, Pintu Sharma and Ms. Rituparna Vishwas, moderators, Ms. Shivani Priya, that is me, and Mr. Sushant, technical team, Mr. Krishna Chaitanya and Mr. Adarsh Srivastav, content team, Ms. Anjali Roy, Mr. Anirudh Vesh, Ms. Anupa Pokhare. I'd also like to thank our president, Mr. Dhananjay Tripathi, for being with us, and our secretary, Ms. Tamini Singh, convener, Mr. Suryakant Mani, and treasurer, Mr. Manu Avachi. Thank you so much for joining us today, all of you. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.